I obviously started on minimum wage when I was 18. I worked in bars for like 10 years throughout uni. I did a maths degree. Then my first like professional job was also on minimum wage. It was working for the South head office for a big recruitment company. So that was also minimum wage, but it was an office job. So I then went back and did my postgrad degree in finance and accounting, and I got my first like proper salaried job just after that, which was also hell on earth. It was a packaging company, and I had to go back and look at what I made, because I remember at the time thinking I was making like good money. I was like, oh, this is tasty. It was 22k for 30 hours a week because I was still finishing up my dissertation. So anyway, that was 22k. I gave notice as soon as I could and had to stay there for 3 months, just as COVID kicked off, and she refused to do that scheme where you like can keep people on the books. I've forgotten what it's called, furlough. She refused to furlough me, so I was just unemployed. Thanks for that one. Then I started at a recruitment company. Again, it must have been really swayed by like what I thought was a good salary, because I thought I was on okay money there. But so I was on 25k when I started, and I started my CIMA qualification there to become an accountant. I got loads of exemptions. I did the gateway route. So after like one big exam, I was a CIMA finalist, which means you're on the final level. And I negotiated my salary up, I believe 10k. So I think I was on 35k by the time I left. I then went to a company in Canary Wharf as a assistant management accountant. Up until that point, I'd been like finalist. I'd been a finance assistant. And then when I became a CIMA finalist, I asked them to call me assistant management accountant when I got my 10k pay rise. So then I started at another company as an assistant management accountant for 40k. That was the company that I very famously on TikTok got schmedundant from. That wasn't allowed to talk about it. And then I realised that I wasn't allowed to talk about it. I had to delete all my videos on it. But anyway, I got a little payout from that. And then, so after I got made redundant from there, I started at my current job, which I really love. And I started the day after my final day at my last job. So it was like no gap. And I started on 57k because I had just qualified whilst at that job in Canary Wharf. So I went from being finalist to fully qualified. And my first salary as a fully qualified accountant was 57k. And I recently crossed over being there 1 year, and they do a 3% uplift each year, which brings me to the 58,700